Security Halt podcast is proudly sponsored by Titan SARS, Precision Wellness Group, and Pure Liberty Labs.
I'm a big believer in M.I.C.
No, yeah, dude. So I worked for Kathy. I worked at Recurrent Ventures for about 90 days, 4 months.
Yeah, I'm a big believer, man. I'm a big believer in it. When anybody embarks on a new journey, you need that defining moment that lets you know, like, okay, I'm on the right path. For me, it was when I went to M.I.C. in 2021. I scraped up enough money, got a
Still
booth.
in Vegas, right?
It was in Vegas, yeah.
Yeah.
At the time, one of my best friends was still with me, and it was right before a big change occurred. His life was changing. He was taking on more responsibility with his job, but he was still in the fight with me on the show. And we went there, had an amazing time, met a lot of people, met the guys from Triple Nickel who have gone on to like support and always been there for me with any request for support. Love those people. Check them out. Triple Nickel's amazing and role models for what I wanted to build. It was a very influential time to go there. But as I continue to grow and continue to advocate, I realized like next time I go there is not just to have a booth again. Next time I go there, I want to speak. I want to advocate. I've created something that has, I think, a lot of worth now. It's a great platform from advocacy. I talk about positivity. I don't get bogged down in the endless negativity that's around the veteran space. I'm a constant champion for taking care of yourself and those around you. Not something that a lot of people are promoting these days, trying to climb the charts. So it's one of the big things why I'm like, I'm not going back unless it is a purpose and I have a mission and I'm going there to do something, because I feel like that's a very big goal of mine. But I've been a really passionate and big advocate against Parade Deck for a very long time.
Yeah.
I researched them. I looked into it and I almost fell victim to it because
did you know? I mean, did you know about Andrew's conviction?
I didn't know about the conviction, but
okay.
The individuals did not seem like it was a good fit. And it didn't seem like it was something that I'm like, I constantly tell people, young creators, young podcasters, not saying like young as like, oh, they're individuals coming into the space,
right?
And they're looking for help with promotion. Like, it's a closed echo chamber. They're not promoting you. There's a reason why your podcast is still low numbers. You're not getting engagement. And if they're making it so attractive, they're going to write blog pieces for you. You get Buzzsprout to do the same thing for you.
Yeah,
you
right.
Can pay. You can sit down, make a day of it, and write blogs for your episodes on your own.
Yeah.
And they weren't offering anything of real value. So I realized, and then the user interface, bro.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not a podcaster. I mean, I always enjoy coming on other people's podcasts, and I've been around BRCC days, right? When they've done, but that's all in house, right? And everything organic. So last night when that popped off on LinkedIn for everybody, like I had followed Parade Deck and I knew what they were, but I wasn't following the founder, and I think I only was connected with their director of podcasts just because, right, it's LinkedIn media. But people that are involved with it, though, are classy people on their board, right?
Yeah.
Steven, right? I'm not going to call Steven out, but Steven's not in charge. So he's the chief strategy officer for VetTix. VetTix is a great organization. And Steven's a great man, right? Marine Colonel. Hopefully I get that right. Yeah. So this Parade Deck explosion, I feel is, like
it's huge.
Guys like that, he won't tolerate it because so we talked about M.I.C. So M.I.C. obviously dropped them in a heartbeat last night. And, again, very commendable decision, a very quick decision. And it's just like, I feel like a lot of that's going to follow suit. My wife and I, my Bethany, she's like, why are you even involved? Like, it's not your drama. Like, who cares? Right. But I was like, but that's the thing though. Like it's business.
It is.
Right. I know Kevin's episode just came out and I love, so we talk about business, that board and that CEO. Oh man, they were on the phone because they were scrubbing their website.
Yeah. As they should. They should. The moment. Two things. Do your due diligence. who are you hiring? Who are you putting into
Well,
these
he's the
positions?
founder of the company. So
Yeah.
how did this not? So as a cop,
Yeah.
2017 is when he was registered. So, but I would tell you, looking up DC's registry yesterday, and I'll just keep saying registry. Looking up the registry yesterday, the PSA, the public service announcement, it didn't get posted till yesterday. Yeah, so you go to DC's registry, type in the name, public knowledge, but the date on it was yesterday. So that's why you can say, why to blow up yesterday? There's some other theories, but I can tell you that PSA is dated yesterday.
But the weird thing is that it's 2012, right?
That was 2011 was the conviction.
Okay.
He had to register in 2017, which then you could say, well, where's that difference? I don't know if you are in jail if you have to be registered. So I would assume.
Yeah, data registration 4
Yeah.
3
So I would assume
2017.
you were in jail for 5 years ish, is what I would assume. And then you got out of jail and then you had to register. So again, being a cop, like, I just put you in jail. I really don't know what happens afterwards. So,
if you guys are lost in this veteran centric issue, parade deck is a I don't want to insult anybody. I don't want to be mean. Outside, two things can be true, right? The experience and what I saw as a warning flag could have just been warning flags for me, and the people that are involved with it could really see that they're making a benefit for the veteran influencers are going there. Maybe that's a truth. Maybe that can be a truth. I can stand by my own opinions, but I certainly don't want to involve everybody else and make them all villains. But the individual who created it absolutely is a villain. And in fact, you have to understand, man, like it could be a great asset to you, but if the person that created it is a fucking demon, don't get involved. Don't get involved.
Yeah. I had a conversation with a nonprofit guy this morning, and I'll leave him unnamed. And he's like, hey, like, you kind of know, and I just want to hear it. And so we got on the phone. I equate it to, like, and it's not a cancel culture. It's choices.
Yeah.
I drink Pepsi. I don't promote Coke, right? Like, I drive, like, I know I like Ford and Toyota, but like, if I was really adamant about one, it's my choice. It's a for-profit company, dude. Like, I get to decide. Now, you can say, well, but you're influencing people, man. You influence people to buy a t-shirt. You influence people not to buy a t-shirt. Like, that's mob mentality. Do the due diligence. That's what I'm saying. Do your due diligence and decide if you want to. Because again, my wife and I last night, we were really on the Christianity side. We're like, there's forgiveness, but at what point, and you can talk about all those buts. It's a choice. And I made it very clear. My choice was I wouldn't support them. Right now, we can go down a deep dive. I think until they come very clean on, he is not getting a single dime, like his name is erased from it. Right. Which I think it should be, because I don't want to support a company that has that registry thing attached to it. Right. And so, and then just like, I want a backstory. Did we know? And if we knew, we didn't say anything.
Yeah.
So now you're looking into a company that you're saying, whoa, you knew your founder was X, Y, and Z, and you just wanted to not say that.
Yeah.
Bro, now you can go down the rabbit hole of like, well, you've sinned, Dan. I've sinned, but I've not committed a crime.
Yeah, we're all sinners.
That
and
was
there's a fine line. And here's the thing.
Right.
No, even prisoners make that fine line of like,
yeah. And I'm just sorry. And I'm like, sorry. I don't want to support you with that. And so, but if you knew about it and you didn't say anything, and again, this is where people on LinkedIn, I don't know if I won't drop any names, but a certain lady head great
I know
person.
exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, I have a
Hey.
screenshot. Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's fantastic. And like I said, I'll leave her out, not just for her own sake, but she got a lot of backlash, and I think that's why she's taking a little bit of a break from her LinkedIn. But it was because it was just that though. People were saying like, "Hey, should he not have a job?" And she's like, "I'm not saying that." Again, it's just I don't want to support it
Yeah.
because she was on
It's crazy.
stage with that organization a month
a year
ago.
ago. Yeah. Yep.
And how does that feel? I would feel the same way. I mean, total archery challenge, right? We'll use this. Sean, this guy's salt of the earth. Have I run a background check on Sean? No. And and if it came up that he was something, yeah, I would take that sign down and I would no longer be affiliated with it, right? Like, man. So yeah, this and I Charlie Kirk, right? I mean, not to get you clickbaits and stuff, but like God, like that's
Yeah.
like this is nothing compared to that. So I get it. I'm just saying, but like that's going on and there's a lot. And I saw it today. There were a few friends today that are like, I think I'm going to take a break from social media.
Yeah.
And I normally would probably be the guy going, all right, great. Don't announce it, whatever. No, but I love these people that said it because it's heavy.
It's a lot, man.
The past 2 weeks, man, like, a month have been heavy.
Yeah. I deal with, and that the thing that I deal with is creator fatigue. Don't don't make fun of me, motherfuckers. I run social media for a nonprofit, and it's a lot of fucking work. It's a lot of fucking work to create. Most organizations post maybe 2-3 times a week, and I'm creating content, 4 or 5 pieces, mixed media every single day.
Danny,
I'm in the trenches.
I just turned 54. Do you think I want to be on any of this shit that I'm on? Right? But I have to, right? I'm trying to promote my company, but I'm also trying to promote veterans and healing for archery and things like that, though. It's a necessity because I don't dump money into paid ads. And so I'm doing organic. And so I have to. But I made a comment actually on her post today because she's very pro me. And I was just like, you know what? I feel knighted by the queen to take on this mission of keeping positive and to spread light. And then I made another comment to a guy, Gary, what I'm talking about. And I said to Gary, but in the movies when there's like, and it's been in a few, and I don't know if I can say specifically, but like when there's some like dark, ominous force coming in and like the hero has like the light and the light shines up and the dark evil goes away. I was like, that's what I want to be. I mean, maybe that's naive. I don't know.
No,
right?
it's true, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm the same way, man. Like the last thing you'll ever see on my page is me cutting somebody down. And even this, like I never made it known till now, my feelings about this organization and how I feel that because the vast majority of people that start up, they don't have a runway. They have to look at every expense and scrutinize it and say, hey, can I afford $60 a month?
Yeah.
Will this turn into something?
Yep.
And by and large, Parade Deck does not provide you, the small creator, with a platform that's going to generate any real tangible benefit to you. It really won't.
And there's a ton of podcasts. So again, even though I knew of them, I was on their website last night and I was like, there is a huge laundry lists that they have on there. And I was like, I felt bad actually. I was like, I've never heard. And I bet some of those are probably pretty good, like as an organizations or just their thoughts, right? Again, I'm not a huge podcaster. I listen to yours, right? And some others here and there, but like, but to see like that plethora and you're like, what do you, like what you're saying? Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? What do you provide for me? Because I do my research, and that's one of the things I sat down. I looked at every other existing show on there, and I go to there's an analytical website, and I'm a gatekeep this one, motherfuckers. Right. You ain't gonna find that. You got to find this out on your own. Go to the analytics website that I use and look at the metrics and look at the listen score, and I look at that show and be like, holy shit, they're getting 3 downloads, 4 downloads a day, 10 a week.
Right?
How much money are they spending to promote in this organization that's by and large using them? because they're promoting it. They're using you. And if you look at their social media, they don't have a huge following, but they're utilizing you. They need you to create the assets. They need you to create the profiles, because that's the free content they're getting from you.
No, I
And
did actually last night, got on like their IG and was looking, and I was like, I couldn't tell you. I could probably, I got my computer here, but they have followers, like not millions, it was whatever, but the ratio of likes on a post, I was like, oh, bro, my little company, I got like 460 followers and I'm getting more engagement than you're getting.
Exactly. And those are things you got to look out for when you're up and coming, trying to figure your way out through this. Should I just invest in myself? Should I take that money, put it into my mic, my camera, reaching out and connecting for free on LinkedIn? It'll do more for you than spending money for an organization like Parade Deck.
Yeah,
and the unique
crack.
thing,
Don't smoke crack today.
But the unique thing that they were able to do is that they had that connective tissue with M.I.C. So that's the big thing.
Well, that's the thing with Mick. Again, knowing that organization from the inside and those individuals, you need that, because that was money. I would be not cautious, that's not even the word. The decision that Mick made last night to cut them, I would wonder contractually.
Yeah.
Is that they still owe, or do they have to give that money back? And and if they have to give the money back, that's unfortunate, because I'm sure Parade Deck paid a pretty penny, right? Like USAA, right? Like you look at the sponsors. So Parade Deck was all over it. And if they did lose money, good on them, because that's an even harder decision.
Yeah.
Right? Because Mick isn't a nonprofit. So they're doing that. So like it's just, but one of the things that I tell you, and it's Zach, like I'll say Zach, if you ever do this, Better with the Sign.
Yeah.
So Zach is there, and I didn't know if he was involved with Parade Deck or not. Like I don't know a lot of the history of anything, and I guess he's not, which is great. But that's the thing, when you look at consumers, I started seeing this, and now I was a little bit more trolly and stalker involved. But Zach shared, Mick's statement, hey, like we're cutting them, and he was like, great, and I liked how Mick too, I think for today, because if they were like, hey, if you're a speaker and you want to leave, like, we understand, but we will give you the platform, but Parade Deck is down. So I know people like Cortez and Kathy were and Tessa were probably running around last night, like stripping everything down at Parade Deck, which is, so again, on a business side, if you're that big and you have a board and you got a CEO, I bet those meetings last night and into today.
The crisis meetings, man. The crisis meetings. Yeah.
No thanks. Oh God, no thanks. But here's the thing though, being like, even like, so I mentioned the crack thing just because Kevin, I was watching Kevin's episode and it just was cracking me up. So Kevin and I actually know each other too. Like, he came into the Oklahoma ASOS when he left the ISR community, and I say helped train him. Like I was just a full-time guy, but I literally, Kevin will tell you, like, it's not hazing, it's training. But I had him in a mud pit doing flutter kicks with a hose. But I know what he has started and how he's doing it, and so the humor part of it. I don't know where I was going with that, where I went, but anyway.
Yeah, those are the individuals that I want to see at M.I.C. That's the thing. Yeah. Like when I look at this year's like lineup, I was kind of disappointed, man. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of disappointed.
I actually was opposite.
Really?
Well, I mean, Austin's there, and then Kagan. I mean, and then even like Zach. Those guys weren't there back in the Vegas days, because I can tell you, someone I know he's not there, but I can remember when I was involved with it. And so I was at the Vegas one in 22 or 23. I can't remember, as an employee. And I can remember social media posts, and it was like, one of the comments was, oh, there's an influencer conference going in Vegas. Like, bleh. And I was like, look, man, it's not
First of
that
all,
kind of,
not
it's
that
not that kind
kind.
of influencer. Like that was the thing. And I know Cortez. So Cortez, who's
Yeah.
created, lives here in San Antonio. And I was like, man, that word influencer just really throws people. I think now it's getting better, but then it's the same thing, but it was like, bro, it's not a bunch of right TikTok
Yeah.
influencer things.
Not
This
that
is
type of
very,
influence.
very business, very entrepreneurial,
Yeah.
very veteran
And that's
heavy.
and that's the
Mill
thing, like
spouse. Yeah.
guys like Kevin with FKT, that's the
Yeah.
stuff I want to see, because I have watched from the sidelines with Snake Farm. I have
Yeah.
seen other creatives like Kevin go out there and do big shit. And that's the platform that I want to see our guys sit there, stand up and be like, hey, let's break these myths. Let's break these stereotypes. And rather than have somebody that's like polished and from, this amazing background, like, let me tell you what it's like to scrape it together.
Yeah.
As a, you know what I mean? Like
No,
that's,
exactly it.
yeah.
So I was actually supposed to be at M.I.C this year, and I got selected to have I guess it's called a round table. So I would have had like 10 people.
Oh, that would have been great, dude.
No, it was. And I was, and hopefully it doesn't, look poorly, but I couldn't go. So when you plan this stuff, it's
Yeah.
months in advance. My son came into town. So
Oh, yeah.
he lives up in Oklahoma, but he was coming in, and it actually was my birthday was the 18th as well. And so he just left yesterday. So like I couldn't, but Jay and Kayla are there. So trust me, I was getting,
Yeah. Dude, I saw him. I'm like, motherfucker.
I got a text from Jay being like, hey, we're going. And I was like, bro. But like, here's the thing, as a
I'm
small
going to
business
text him
owner,
after
though,
this and be like, why didn't you tell me you were going to be here?
I know.
I'm like, an
But
hour,
here's the
2
thing,
hours
as a
away.
small business owner, though, I would have had to pay airfare, hotel. And so as Arrow and Honor Co., like, because that's what I want to promote. Like, I'm not promoting me. I'm trying to promote my company. I couldn't, but then I had my son coming in. So you do a lot of factors. So I gave him, again, I was just going to do a roundtable discussion. So it's just like, I think 10 people would be at your table. Which is great, would have been great. Like when that started adding up and the time came, I gave him enough notice, and I did have to back out. But I was super, honored to have been even for the roundtable. Like, wow, again, and all the friends that are there, but just, again, how things, it's a conference like any other conference. If you can't make it to SHOT Show, everybody gets FOMO.
Yeah. I
But
think
I would, yeah, but
M.I.C. is like
yeah,
way better for me for like what I'm looking for, way better than SHOT Show. SHOT Show for me is like, it doesn't have the substance. Like, yeah, it's like fast food. You're going to enjoy the shit out of it. Then you're going to go home and regret it probably.
well, no,
because of the poor decisions you make.
Now, there's a ton of people like for SHOT Show. I'd say I'll call out on a good way, like Warfighter Tobacco. So
Yeah.
John and Scott for Warfighter Tobacco, they go to SHOT Show every year. They don't have a booth and they don't go inside. They just do what's it called? The circle bar. Like they go and they network all outside.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, they're a
That's
cigar
smart.
company, right?
Yeah.
So they're not really and the money it would cost, but they still pay enough to go. But they still, it's also, bro, everybody's there. Like you just go to the circle bar and you can make just as many connections as you do walk on the floor. But yeah, those guys don't. And so it's just always, yeah, like, cause I'm thinking about, again, for archery, SHOT Show is doing an archery.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah. SHOT Show's invading in the archery world to the ASA.
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. And that's something
it's
that
outdoors. It's outdoors. And if you, not most people, usually, I don't know what kind of percentage. If you shoot, you maybe shoot a bow too. So
Yeah.
it's there.
Yeah.
So I'd love to go again, doing what they do. I might even just tag along with them.
This episode is brought to you by Pure Liberty Labs. Quality supplements designed to elevate your health and performance. Check out their full line of quality supplements. Whether you're looking for whey protein, pre-workout, creatine, or a super greens drink, Pure Liberty Labs has you covered. Use my code SecurityHalt10 at checkout today. Well, dude, that's the thing. Like, as business owners, as entrepreneurs, veteran entrepreneurs, we have to understand, like, we got to make time for these events. Like, we got to, especially if it's veteran, military friendly. Like, a lot of guys, like, they scoff at it or they just don't know. They don't know these events. Like, you can go online and Google conferences that are going on in your state or going on nationally that are in line with your business, your industry. try it, man. Like that's one of the things that it blows my mind. People still don't know what M.I.C is in the veteran and entrepreneur space, military entrepreneur space, because it's like, dude, like you just save enough money throughout the year, just go once, experience it at least once, so you can understand like, hey, this is value added, or maybe it wasn't.
Yeah.
But I
Now,
think it would be.
I'm gonna mess around. I said mess around. I'm actually so the San Antonio Startup Week in October. I'm gonna
Oh shit.
be a part of that just because there's a veteran aspect of it, and there's people here in town again way more involved than I am with stuff, and so I raised my hand. So yeah, that's in October.
Hell yeah.
I actually did that. We talk about time, and it wasn't anything of their fault. I actually did San Antonio Startup Week back in like 2019.
Shit.
And I was on a panel with Tim Jensen, so it was just Tim and I, right? It was like, and I didn't start Black Rifle. Let's be very clear. Like I was like employee like 100, but Evan couldn't make it. No, Evan couldn't make it, and JT couldn't make it, and so just the relationship and obviously the work I was doing, they were like, well, you know things like the inside working. Like,
You're a half decent adult.
right? You're not completely mentally just, not there. And I'm like, yeah. So I actually did San Antonio Startup Week representing Black Rifle, sitting next to Tim Jensen representing Grunt Style back then, which was, it was like, sure, I'm pretty sure, I think it was 19. Yes, it was. And so, but it was great. I actually I answered questions because, it was a small little room, but yeah, I got to be involved with that. And I was just like, this isn't my cup. Like I am employee like 100 or something. You're like 109, Yeah. But no, so I'm going to do it this year. Just because, a guy, Alan, has a company and he's involved. Like I'm taking the course now through Syracuse University, the
Yeah.
IVMF. Yeah.
Dude, let's talk about that right now. I have wanted to talk about this course. I constantly, it's going to be up on my new website being developed right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm a dog shit entrepreneur. I am super divided. I'm in a master's program. I'm trying to be a husband. I'm trying to be a father. I'm a podcast producer, small business owner.
Right.
Run my own show. But one of the biggest things that I've always been like missing out on and wanting to do and trying to find time is that Syracuse University program for veteran entrepreneurs. It is one of the resources that was first floated to me, and maybe it's because I didn't believe in myself and I wasn't in this lane at the moment. But the name kind of gives you that feeling of like, I don't know if I can be an entrepreneur. And even when you are an entrepreneur, you're still constantly judging yourself, saying like, I don't know if I can do this.
I don't know. People like, I still say founder, and I see like I guess I'm the CEO. Like you're like, but
I struggle with the same thing. Like I sell things, I make a living from this, but I still say I'm the executive producer. I'm like, motherfucker, you're the founder, you're the CEO. You ain't got another fucking employee besides the fucking dogs. Like
real quick, my 18-year-old, he's helped me out with some events and he's looking for jobs. And I said, put on your resume like event coordinator, because you've done events for. I got a website. Like you are.
Dude, wait. Before we go into Syracuse, why do you think it's so hard for guys like us to see ourselves like we're actually doing the job and to like literally value ourselves?
Yeah, no, I would on a deep aspect. A couple of things for me, like being enlisted is one. And I'm not downplaying officers, but when you're enlisted, it was always you're in the background.
Yeah.
So even for Black Rifle, while I was, always, shouting Black Rifle, I was very in a background, right? Which is fine. As an entrepreneur, though, like now you're the face, right? Unless you have some, a Matt Best who could be a face, which I don't, right? So I'm the face. So that's a little bit uncomfortable to go from the back to come to the front, right? And I think, and then my next part is being humble. Which when you talk about humble, are you humble? But when I say that, it's just like, I don't want to be the face. Like I would rather. And so I think there's that humble part of like, man, like I'm trying to do this. I don't want it to be about me. Like, I want it to be about this. And you add things like that, for me, those are the two. It's just like that's why it can be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I think you're spot on, man.
Yeah.
Like, even though I was a warrant officer at the end, like, there's still that part of me that's like, somebody else should be the face of this thing. Like, I
Yeah.
find myself struggling with doing content, putting my face in front of it. It's easier to do the clips of the podcast, but when it comes to like having to like promote these fine products that are now sponsoring me, I don't want to put my face because like, somebody else. I need to hire, so somebody that looks more like the part. But it's deeply rooted in who we are, and it's just like having to kick. And I think there's something to finally saying, you know what, I'm going to bet on myself and go to an entrepreneurial program. And it's one of the, like, I think it has the highest rating of success for veteran entrepreneurs, the
Yeah.
Syracuse program.
No, and that's where for the IVMF through Syracuse, yeah, like I saw so Sam Westfall, right, who did Valor Archery Challenge and Archery in Motion, and but again, Alan, it's called GROE Solutions. Yeah, these people, and then Melissa Bird. So Melissa Bird's actually, I think she works for them. Melissa's the wife of a guy that I was a TAC P with in Oklahoma as well. So yeah, I just started seeing it. Yeah. And so I was like, but I would tell you, like going through it as we talk about it, a lot of people already have started, right? Because it's supposed to, you've already started or you're thinking about starting. I tell you, so far out of a lot of the people that I've everyone's already started. So they've taken that, but now it's like, which I think is very military, like charge. Now we're into it. Now you're like, ooh, well, I might need to know some.
Yeah.
So I'm on week. I think so. For me, I think we just did week 2. Yeah, week 2 or 3, which is good. We talked about value proposition this week and things like that. And so, some stuff again. I know again. I learned an immense amount from Evan and BRCC. So it was good, but like I'm looking at some notes that I had here, like not even lying. The golden circle, the why, how, what, right?
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
The limbic system will never
Yep.
fail you. Like, it doesn't
Yep.
communicate, but the why is deeply rooted in that. You can't put words to it, but when you sit down, Simon Sinek, when you sit down and you explore it. Yeah.
No, Kevin talked about it. I think again when he was doing his podcast with you, is like running clubs. Like he mentioned, like everyone runs running clubs, and it is like you can do these limited releases or you can build that community. And and he hit it spot on. But that's your why, right? And that is about building that why. Sure, yeah.
And it, like, I have to imagine, like you touched on it just a little bit ago. You went into this course. You already had a lot of success, and we don't like to admit it. But you had experience, you had success.
Yeah,
and you freaking work for Black Rifle Coffee. Are you finding yourself able to tap into that experience and feel like a little bit of confidence going through this and say, you know what, like I might not know everything, but I do know this.
yes, I would. And what you're saying, what I see, and my wife doesn't believe it, is actually I don't talk a lot during the sessions. So if anyone's listening, right? Well, a million people are listening. Everyone that's listening, when you're sitting these are virtual classes. I don't I don't engage a lot, which is and maybe it's a little bit because I don't want to be that, right? Like I don't want to when I
Be
say
that guy.
my wife gives me this look of like, and I don't. I'm like, I don't. Because because it's not all, because like the things that I learned very much with Evan and BRCC or like OJT stuff that's not in a manual. And when you look at like the golden circle, the whole, why, how, what type of stuff, and with Simon, that's not textbooky, but it is textbook.
Yeah.
And it works. It's just, like I knew that, like I knew about the why, like the storytelling is right. I just didn't have a formula,
Yeah.
but I would tell you, and again, yeah, I mean, as we talk about this, and I don't know when you'll air it, but when we talk about a formula,
I'm going to fast track this one because we're
Fast track.
talking about we're
No,
talking about
well,
business.
is this formula? We help X do Y by doing Z.
Mm.
I had never had that. Like, I've never heard that. And that is something that is textbook in a sense, right? And so I plugged that in, and yeah, like I changed a little bit of my like about section on LinkedIn for Arrow and Honor Co. based upon that, because what I was able to create. So yeah, so when you go back to
Stealing
I
that right
sit
now because
usually
I realized
quiet.
I need to add that to mine.
Dude, well, this thing, so it's we help X do Y by doing Z. That formula, when you break it down to what you're doing, nonprofit, for profit, you're like, we help X do Y by doing Z. Like, that's yeah, I mean, that's it, right? I had never heard that. So like I wrote that down and that helped me. And I mean, so the class, for sure, like again, it's only week, I think it said 2 or 3. And it goes, God, they'll kill me. I think it's 10 weeks. I think it's 10 weeks.
That's not bad. That's
No.
doable.
And it's so just again, everyone listening, Mondays and Wednesdays, about an hour and a half, type of scenario. And it's through Syracuse University. So very safe, very responsible, very organized, right? And it's virtual. You do have to have your camera on, right? So it's not a bunch of people just doing nothing. Your camera has to be on, right? That's one of the little codes. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. I think
Yep.
that's something that if you're out there and you're struggling, make time for it, man. You got to invest in yourself. And I know, like guys, gals, I'm right there with you. You're going to talk yourself out of it. You're going to find ways and reasons not to do it. But bet on yourself and be willing to go into this. Like I'm making time for it. I'm going to apply. I know I already got a lot of shit on my plate, but I got to make time for it, because it's funny to say that I'm a dog shit entrepreneur, but if you really want your dreams to take off, then you got to find every avenue of approach and every tool out there to make your dreams happen. Like when you realize that you have to get clients, you got to get customers, you got to build something. The business world, you can stumble around, sure, but you're going to reach a plateau. You're going to get to a point where you're not scaling any higher. You're not
Yeah.
moving. You're not bringing somebody on. Like
Well,
you
it's like,
should. Yeah, go ahead.
well, no, I was selling a product. I didn't sell a shirt for like 4 days, right? I'm looking at my
Yeah.
site and I'm not selling a shirt, and I was like, what do I need to do? Do I have to get naked, on Instagram Live? Or what kind of commotion do I got to cause?
Yeah.
Like, I got to sell some shirts, right? Now, for me, it's more about, again, I know the storytelling, because while I'm selling shirts, it is very much a mission to drive veterans into archery. But selling the shirts and things are going to, happen. But yeah, no, like you could doubt yourself, because 4 days in, I was like, shit, is this done? Am I done?
Yeah. Dude.
Right. But we put money into it though. Like, so I'm telling you, I'm bootstrapping it. And so there's money in the bank, and I haven't exhausted that. And if I do exhaust it, it's not bankruptcy or anything. And I wouldn't even count it as a failure, because there are people wearing shirts and know the mission that are out there. So, yeah, it very much is a bet, but like there can get a point to, like what you're saying, like just 4 days into it, you're like, 4 days into it, you're ready to throw your hands up.
Dude, I have wrestled with God on this show and with the production company, and been like, fuck, dude. Like there's nothing
but
more
here's the thing,
humbling than
you went through a selection harder than mine. Like, I mean, Tag P was right tough, right? Kevin will tell you, right? Tag P was tough, but I mean, I would say, right, being a Green Beret is tougher. 4 days into a suck, where did you throw?
Yeah.
I mean, right? I mean,
Yeah.
You might have, yeah, but you kept going.
You keep going.
And I see a lot of people talk about that on the military side, like, hey, you did this in the military, keep it going for your civilian world. And sometimes I can scoff, but then sometimes I do have to say, hey, look, like I did earn a beret that has like a 30% washout rate. Like I kept going. So like, what the hell am I doing now? Like, why am I throwing my hands up just because of something, keep going.
Keep going.
So,
and you'll be surprised where motivation and support will come from. God has a way of sending people into your life to help you out. Dude, I tell you, I don't know why, but every single time I have been struggling, and you have a client that is just a nightmare, or something is not going right and you're struggling, God sends motivation, or God supports, he will send people in your life that say the right thing at the right time to get you back on track. Everybody, I'm telling you, trust in God, trust in whatever you believe in, and just know that at your lowest moment, he finds a way to get it. For me, it's the text messages from, I always joke, man, fucking Aaron, I will literally get a text message from him. It's happened like 3 times, 3 separate times. I have been sitting there, like, just dealing with an issue that I just think, like, all right, this is it. This is the end of Security Halt Media. This is, I need to go on LinkedIn and I need to find online jobs working for a Filipino friggin' subscription farm somewhere. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And you'll just get the kindest, most motivating text message. I'm just like, son of a bitch, does this dude like have a live feed when I'm struggling?
Yeah.
Shit.
This whole parade deck crap, I had 2 LinkedIn DMs from guys today. One's a Green Beret. I won't put his name out there. Used to be involved with the Green Beret Foundation. Anyway, he texted, but it started off with like, "Hey, dude, love what you're doing. Right? It's really courageous and everything. Hey, this other parade deck stuff is pretty crazy." Right? So, but like here, we don't talk often. And that word of encouragement, like, "Hey, love what you're doing. I'm seeing it." Randomly, you're like, okay. Like, I'd love to, if I could, like that be a review, right? Like, let me just copy and paste and put that in review.
Dude,
so people could see. Yeah.
And tell people, man, like, don't give up. Hang in there. Know that, like, I kid you not, that every time I've gotten to a low point, I just keep pushing. And then before you know it, you get that message like, "Hey, I'm interested in this. Let's work together."
Can you get recycled in the Q course?
No, I was fortunate. I went straight
not
through.
You, but can you?
Oh yeah.
So, but let's, because in TAC P school you can too. Like, again, that's part of it. Like, that's a message. Let's get that out. Like, hey, just get recycled to the next class.
Yeah, dude. Would you rather be out or recycled back to phase 1 at SUT?
Because I tell you, I had plenty of guys. So, like, I would say, so I started with 30 guys. I graduated 15. Only 8 of us were the original 30.
Shit.
Right. But the guys that came in are right. I mean, that bond. I mean, so we talk about being recycled, and that's why I asked. I didn't know in the Q course if you guys could get recycled.
Oh, yeah,
if
you're lucky.
Yeah, but like, those guys earned it. It's just like, because they kept going, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an important lesson, man. And never underestimate where revenue can come from. You're going to get, if you're a solo entrepreneur, this is the most important thing I can share with you today. You might want to be doing X, but you have to learn how to do Y in order for your organization, for your dream to continue growing. You're going to have to put on different hats. Someone will see value in the hard work that you put in, maybe not in the primary mission, the primary thing you're trying to launch, but in a secondary mission. You can turn that into a very profitable resource stream. It might not be the thing you're in love with. Like, for example, for me, social media. I had to sit down and learn how to utilize social media to grow, and had to sit down and watch videos and analyze. And finally, I was just studying my audience. I saw enough of Hermosi's videos, and I'm like, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to study my audience. And I picked out 15 of you motherfuckers, and I saw what you liked. And then I picked out 20 and 50 of you. And someday I'll let you know which ones of you, but I saw all the things you were willing to follow me. So who else are you following? And what content did you like? And once I realized that, I went into chief mode, did an Excel spreadsheet with all the shit that you were liking, all the shit that you enjoyed. And I
Hate
sat
Excel.
down. Dude, it's the worst, but it helped me in two ways. I was going through an Excel class at the time in college, and I saw enough analysis in it that
Yeah.
I listed out all the videos, all the things that you clicked on, all the things that you liked. And then I studied my content and I realized, okay, like there's so many variables in the podcast guest and the podcast goes, what other content can I provide you that you're going to enjoy that you might share and put me into your ecosystem in your friends group. And once I realized that, I had like my first million hit friggin' reel. And I realized, okay, now I understand an audience. Now I understand how I can do this for other organizations. That's a valuable thing. I don't have a college certification in that. I don't have a sales background. I just studied this shit and I worked on it and I worked on it and I worked on it. And then somebody believed in me enough to give me an opportunity. And the same thing can happen to you. If you're struggling out there and you don't know if you can make it, if you don't know, just keep studying and keep working on your dream. Keep working on all the things. Maybe you can't afford a marketing. You can't afford a sales team. If you work hard enough to figure these other aspects of your business, it's going to improve you. It's going to help you in your business. But then other people will take note and they might reach out to you for those services. So you can make a living off that while you're working on your primary dream. Is it going to be easy? Fuck no. I didn't get any sleep for like 2 days ago. And I'm trying to fucking do everything. I'm trying to hire an American, but American prices are insane.
No, oh yeah. No, I had to do a transparency thing for the shirts. I was trying to do shirts for $29, but
Yeah.
my shirts are made in Salt Lake and shipped out. And then I was adding up the prices and I was like, oh, like my margin is, again, it's not all about money, but like there is, as again, a for-profit, like my margin only being like a 20 or 25%, most COOs would be like, are you crazy? Like 50 to 60. Like,
we got to sell these shirts at $75 a pop.
Yeah. So I did. Well, I'm not, they're at 75, but like for Peter, I raised it, but I was very transparent. And so I did a post, and I was just like, hey, look, right. It's 3 months into it. $29.99 was a good idea, Ferry. I'm going to do $32.99, which again, when you look at other companies, a 9-line grunt style, Black Rifle, there's some shirts that are $32.99. So I'm in line, right? I'm not selling a Yeti, right? It's not, $400. But yeah, you have to, yeah.
But that's smart.
Yeah.
That's smart. And the transparency is something that I as a customer appreciate, because fuck, dude, it makes you human immediately in the eyes of the person going in there, be like, man, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. To this day, if you go to securityhalt.com to try to buy a t-shirt, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with the prices.
Right.
I made one so cheap, I literally make $1 out of it because I just want you to buy it and wear and promote the brand.
No,
So
yeah. Well, you give away shirts. Like I give away, like you give away shirts, right, and stuff. And I mean, there's a few people I'm pointing over here in my office, stickers. Well, I use Sticker Mule for the stove. That's $200 for these two, right?
yeah.
So that's money you put out. But again, through BRCC days, things I learned, through like a Red Bull philosophy, cans and hands.
Yeah.
Bro, I gave away when we first came out with the coffee in a can, those first RTDs.
Yeah.
Like I was doing these archery events. Whew, I was giving away a lot. And that's money though, but that's
promotion.
That is a marketing, that's promotion.
Yeah. I did something similar, but it was really stupid. My original logo was, I was very passionate about it because it was it was something that connected the peer-to-peer support side of the show. It was just two bros, like the fist bump and a very crude JPEG, made $3K worth of coins.
Yeah.
Only for me to change the logo a year later, and then to change the logo again another year.
Yeah.
So I'm on logo number 3 for the show, and I still have logo number 1 on 3K worth of coins, which I now give away. But it's still a great logo because it's at the heart of what the show was. Just dudes trying to support each other.
No, it's
that were going through something. So it's a lesson learned in, hey, study what you really want to what your logo is, what you want it to be. And then maybe if you don't have that ironed out, pick something that you can still utilize years later down the road. This episode is brought to you by Titan SARMs. Head on over to titansarms.com and buy a stack today. Use my code CDenny10 to get your first stack. I recommend the Lean Stack 2. Start living your best life. Titan SARMs. No junk, no bullshit, just results.
Yeah. Well, I love it. I mean, guys like Kevin with FKT,
Yeah.
like, I haven't tried that yet. Right. And again, I know Kevin.
So fucking good. It is literally,
so I need,
bro.
right,
I
to get that.
I will send you some. It is that fucking good. And not to go on a tea segue, but I don't like Southern tea. I don't drink tea.
Is that what's the taste? Is that the taste?
It is so fucking good. It's so good. Immediately, I'm like, how the fuck does this guy keep generating good fucking ideas? I'm not even joking. Both the sweetened and the natural are so good.
Really?
That my wife and I were like, because I ordered a case of two, like one of each, and we're not big soda drinkers. If we go out on a rare moon, since I don't drink, I'll order a Coke. But it was so good. I was having it with dinner every night. And then finally I was hiding the last can because I didn't want my wife to get it. So it's that good. It's that fucking good.
What about, and when I say this, just because Bulkhead Energy, have you heard of that?
Bulkhead Energy. No.
So they do an energy drink. I just heard about them again on LinkedIn. Navy veteran doing energy drink. And I say that though, right? Veteran-owned company, but called Bulkhead Energy. It's got skulls, and I love skulls, and so I love their design. But I haven't tried that yet either. So I was like, dang, dude, I gotta get ordering.
Dude, that's my thing. I want, look, unless you're Hamas or the Taliban, I will bring you on as a sponsor.
Hey,
I will bring you on.
Hey,
like,
we're going to get Bagram back, baby.
Woo! All right, maybe I spoke too soon. Taliban, slide into DMs.
I actually love Kandahar. I would love if they could get Kandahar back.
Bro. Yeah.
I would.
There's memories in both places.
If I could take a civilian trip back to Kandahar and not worry about dying, I'd go back to Kandahar in a heartbeat. Like, I'm not even joking. Highway 1, like, I'd go to Kandahar and I'd drive down Highway 1. I would just, because it's,
Oh, man. Yeah. But, you know, when it comes to like sponsorships or like collabs or being like, nothing's better than the veteran entrepreneur space, in my opinion. That's why I really champion things like this.
What's that one?
Pure Liberty Labs. It's out of focus.
Is that creatine or protein? Or
protein, but they also carry creatine.
I don't do a lot of supplements.
You know, I went for a while without them, but then creatine by Pure Liberty Labs. My wife brought me back onto it because, like all of us, when you're married, your wife does the primary research for pharmaceuticals or supplementation. Yeah. Right. And she's like, hey, you know, just 10 grams, I mean, I forget how many grams, but X amount of creatine a morning after, you know, pulling an all-nighter can increase your brain function and make you feel less tired. So, really? Yeah. So it's one of the, because she sees me burning it down every night. And she's like, like, hey, you got to turn in at least a few hours. You got to turn in. You're not going to do great work tomorrow. You got to at least shut down for 2 hours. But she brought that up to me. And that's why I was like, for the longest time, I was using Brand X. I won't mention them because Pure Liberty Labs is paying the bills right now. So that's why I switched over. And
are they better known?
Yeah, two former Rangerback guys, and that's a thing that that really spoke to me. You spend a vast majority of your young years doing something like being a fucking hard hitter at Ranger Regiment. Now you're getting out and you want to start a supplement brand and you want to bring like awesome, great whey protein to the masses. I'm going to support you. I want to be involved.
Cool.
I mean, there's nothing better than supporting our community, man, and that's why I like these guys and Titan SARMs. And but But yeah, if you're a veteran-owned company and you're looking to dive into podcast sponsorship, slide into the DMs. They are open.
Maybe Arrow and Honor Co. might have to.
Bro, come on in. Come on in. The water's fine over here at Team.
Might be a lower level.
We can work with you. But the great thing about working with Security Halt Media is you don't just have one podcast. I have got tons of options
You do.
where you can support and sponsor through the entirety of our catalog. Some shows that I am developing you may not want to be aligned with, but that's neither here nor there. Those are
As long as it's not illegal.
No, I'm trying to relaunch. So
It's-
one of our flagship shows that's no longer running was just insane humor from the CCT side of the house and the Green Beret side of the house.
Yeah.
ILG.
I don't know why you partnered with them. You should have partnered with the Attack P Foundation. Whatever.
we had Attack P in there too. So the humor was on brand, and now more than ever, people need a laugh. So I'm looking to relaunch ILG. So look for that. Hopefully, the spring, because comedy is something that I'm deeply passionate about. I get to tap into it but I'm talking about like the deeply, deeply disturbing humor from our community that only resonates with people like us.
No shit, dude. I would tell you, Kevin's episode with you when he was talking about, hey man, as an entrepreneur, like you wake up and you smoke, crack twice, I was like, oh, Kevin, you were talking about smoking crack. You're killing me.
But yeah, I've got a lot of things, a lot of different little things I'm starting to set on fire and work on. I just feel that
well, don't burn yourself out. Don't burn yourself out. Like,
yeah, that's the thing.
I know you're grinding.
Oh yeah,
but
that's us, man. Like that. I think we like to be in the fight. I think that's what it is.
So, I don't know. Yes, no, but no. I'd like to still be in the fight, but like I don't know. Like I'm calling it. It's that. And I use the word warrior. I'm not saying like I'm a warrior, but like it's the lone warrior, like in the woods, just chilling mode.
Yeah.
And again, I'm older, and so I want to be that, but I still like being involved. And so if you ever have like an AARP podcast, I am 54, right?
You look like you're within your early 40s though, so you're aging well.
This is what I tell people. Immaturity keeps me young. And anyone that's listening, and then when they do comments, if someone comments, if you have this as a clip, I can be pretty immature. Kayla and Jay would for sure. She would be. I actually commented on her Instagram today. She said something about she likes people that are a haunted house, but they're kind to have a warm kitchen inside. And I said to her, I said, I think I'm a vacant row home in Baltimore City with an amusement park inside. I remember I was a Baltimore City cop for 7 years. So
oh shit!
I have a deep love for Baltimore.
Man, yeah.
But yeah, I would say I love that, like your podcast here and all these podcasts. It's the veteran community. Like we can eat ourselves and eat our own, but we also have to police ourselves too. And I think we're doing a better job of that. Right. And it's a weird time too. Like there's no Afghanistan going on. Right. So it's a little bit of is this like the 80s? Right? When the 80s,
this must be what the 80s were like.
Right? 80s and 90s kind of thing. Desert Storm kicked off in 91.
Yeah. We had a couple invasions. We had an invasion of Panama.
Yeah, right.
Not a big fan of that one, but it did lead me to come here. So thanks, America. Couldn't be here without you.
Yeah. So you had a weird time of like, just, it's because,
it's reflection. It's a period of reflection, I feel. And I think that's one of the things I'm excited about. I don't think we can escape future fuck ups if we don't share the stories of our GWAT generation. And I'm not talking about like, there I was by myself in the Hindu Kush, killing 50,000 Taliban by myself. Those stories are just that. They're stories. I want the lived experience. I want the story because I know what really, like, I want to hear the stories that resonate with me. the guy that went to Iraq, not sure if he was going to do 4 years as an 82nd Airborne paratrooper, and then turns out he serves his entire, does 24 years.
Yeah.
I want to hear that story of the guy that said, you know what, I ended up loving this. I ended up being stop lost and coming back and saying, fuck this, I got out, and now I'm friggin' a 4-star chef at a friggin' Michelin restaurant. Whatever it is, I think our veteran stories are unique because they're so vast and so different, and every veteran deserves a shot to tell their story because they're varied. Some are not going to be stories of firefights. They'll be stories of quiet desperation on a
not
fob.
everything's a Medal of Honor story. No, 100%. Yeah. But there's a lot of a real quick one. So I was guard, but I was on an active duty deployment with guys, 10th Mountain. And I tried to stay in country longer, right? Which is great. But I would tell you the lesson learned is I had a wife and a family at home, and I already had been almost blown up, blah, blah, blah. That story being go home to your family, right? Like we talk about right? Like I had done my duty and, and gone above and beyond. It was great. I had a big chip on my shoulder. And so I wanted to stay, and I was actually trying to stay. And when I say, and they didn't let me, which I still am mad about, but in retrospect now, that's what I get at when I say that. When you talk about a lesson learned is things like that, like, hey, you're deployed. Like there's no reason, right. For necessarily for me to stay longer. And so, you talk about like a family first mentality. Like my story that I would tell you, like that was a dumb move of mine, right. Just, and come home.
Oh yeah, dude, I learned that story the hard way from a guy in our unit that declined going home, and a few weeks later on a mission, sadly was killed. And that's one of the things where it's like, fuck, had he just taken leave, he wouldn't have been out there.
Yeah,
he would have been at home with his family, with his friends, living life for a little bit because back then those deployments were a lot longer. They were 13, 15 months long. You had mid-tour leave. And that's one of the things that's like crazy that we don't talk about because people are so hyper fixated on special forces and a 6-month deployment.
Right.
Like which for a lot of that, there's lots of sun tanning and gym sessions and making fun and having fun, razor rides, not like the 82nd kid that's on a patrol every single fucking day. Maybe it's boring, but by and large, that kid's out there getting it every single day.
That's cop mode 101. That's like every car stop.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm pulling you over for speeding today. Who knows as you walk up to the car?
Yep.
Right. Every domestic dispute. Oh, great. Henry and Irma are fighting. I got to go over to their house. And this time Henry, I'm just putting on the guy, right, has a shotgun. And you're like, blam. And you're like, well, the poor, again, if you do release this like soon, the cops up in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
They were serving a warrant. How many warrants have they served? And it's just, and I'm not saying they were complacent by any means or anything like that, but just like, the 82nd guy walking a patrol every day. Cause I did a lot for that, which, again, I got yelled at like, hey, you're a JTAC. You don't have to go out on every mission. You're like,
in this environment, I'm pretty sure you're going to need me.
I had a huge chip on my shoulder. I had not a long story, but I had a huge chip. And so I was trying to do anything and everything I could. I didn't want to sit in the talk. So yeah. And I walked a good bit of patrols with the guys.
You're the magical friggin' bringer of doom.
Right. But this is what they'll say to you though. Yeah. Even as SF, like you're a force multiplier. You are right. And so you don't need to go on everything. And yeah, maybe they were right. Great. I can do the job from the talk. All right. Drone feeds and there's all this stuff. That's cool. But we talk about building trust, authentic and being there. Like there's nothing about walking and sweating and being with
the boys.
Yeah.
Being with the boys, man.
Because this story's gonna be a lot different. Like when they come back and they're like, oh my God, we got shot at and this happened. And you're like, yeah, dude, I was watching it. I was watching it.
It was a Call of Duty.
Right? It doesn't like, I had your back if something happened, but I was here in the talk. I get it, but like it doesn't have the same effect.
Yeah,
And
it's
so
not the same, bro. Not the
no,
same.
and so I had a chip, and I was out there, and I tried to do. I actually, even in my rank, I probably should have been at like the brigade top type of scenario, and
Shit.
I was E6. I was E6, and so,
Yeah.
but I let the it was E5. It was active duty kid. I was like, no, you do that. I'm gonna go out here.
I'm, I'm hooking you up. It's gonna be
He
horrible
did.
here.
Well, I mean, no, I'm not think it's not anything bad. It's not anything bad about him. I mean, he
Yeah,
was like, yeah, great. Sure, you want to walk around out there? Go ahead.
absolutely.
Um, but it is, and I'm gonna tell you though, and for that part of my life, 2010, 2011, my wife and I, we were because
It's
I was a
hard.
cop. I was a cop, and again in Baltimore, and I was putting myself in a lot of dangerous positions as a Baltimore City narcotics guy, and even SWAT. And then, now being a TAC P, and I deployed a year later, but I still, again, I had that chip, and I was doing some things, and I would tell you, it's not really until being older now where I can look back and be like, okay, like those decisions, well, like, right. I never had anybody my age telling me things. So like if I could have heard some of this shit, like I would have been like, oh, okay. Like maybe, like at least you hear it. Like I'm not saying like I'm the gospel truth, but like I didn't have anyone telling me things,
Yeah, that's a beauty of being able to share your experience, man. It's almost mentorship via airwaves.
right? Yeah.
Like just on the hope and the chance somebody hears it and they're in that moment of having to make a choice. Like, oh, maybe I'll quiet down for a little. Maybe I'll take a knee on this one.
Yeah. Like
Like,
I'm not the only one. Cause that's
yeah,
what you think in your life, right? Like I'm the only one going through this right now. And you're like,
yeah, no. You ever
you're
miss
not the
being a
first,
cop?
you're not the last.
Yeah. You ever miss it?
Every day.
Really?
Which you mean the military or police or both?
Please.
Oh yeah, every day. Every day. I was I'm gonna say shit out right now. I was a great cop. I loved it. Um because I respected the community I worked in. I was a citywide narcotics detective, like mainly, and so
That could not
uh
have been easy, man.
I loved it. Well, and I'm not the right skin color for the neighborhood I was in, right? But I would tell you it was always about like I'm just enforcing the laws. And so and so to go back, I miss it, yeah, because not one day was the same. I mean, it's just like even a deployment to Afghanistan or Iraq. Like not, I didn't go to Iraq. Just again, I don't want to be misquoted, but it's like
Stolen
those.
valor.
It's like those, right? Not every day is really the same. Like it could be. You might think you're going in. Okay, I got to work today. I'm going to try to do this, but you don't know right what was going to happen. And kind of being a detective, especially narcotics, you kind of could make your own destiny, right? Like I could really get into a vacant house or a covert, hell, I'll put on a ghillie suit, looks like a trash heap, and I'll sit in an alley, right? I mean, you could do it like if your sergeant was good with it, like you'd be like, hey, if it works, let's do it. I really do, but again, I took I took a lot of risks. Which again, I was married and my family was growing that I shouldn't have taken, but it was decisions, right? But no, I miss it. Yeah. 'Cause just like the military, it was my squad. My buddy Adam is now an officer. As I was saying, an officer, he's I don't know, a captain or a major, right? Like part of it, like running a district.
Damn.
Right. And Adam was a detective with me. Adam used to pull junkies off of me as we were fighting and stuff. And so I still have friends that are in law enforcement. My oldest son's 21. He's thinking about law enforcement, and I encourage the crap out of it. I'm like, go to
Yeah.
Baltimore, like go to a big city. Don't go to a small town. Go to a big city.
I would think you'd be like the opposite.
No, man, because you know what you learn. Oh, I was in Baltimore like 7 years, 6, 7 years, right? You do the math, right? But with about the amount of search warrants and the things I did would probably equate to like double in a smaller town. I say the same thing about Black Rifle. It's like my time at Black Rifle, I was only there 3.5, 4 years. double. That's 7, 8 years in any other company. Right. And with special forces, I would say the same way. Oh, I was only in special forces, say 4 years when I got out. I bet that part of a career, 4 years is, 8, 10, 12 in a normal, military career, with everything you're doing. Yeah, I miss it every day. Uh, it's like but I would tell you, like, I know I'm going to ramble for a second. You see bad cops, because people can hate cops, right? Everyone loves a firefighter, but they'll hate a cop. The thing is,
Absolutely.
you have bad teachers, you have bad bankers, you have bad social media managers, like people in this world. But the thing is, with a cop, though, he can take, or she can take your freedom away. And so their mistakes, their bad choices will obviously get highlighted, parade deck, right? Will get highlighted. And then you have to, that fallback, that public relations side has to come with it. But when there's good, there's good. And I tell you, I know I definitely loved it and miss every bit of it. My kids, again, if I got 4 kids. I have a daughter who's a graphic designer, and then 3 boys. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure one of them goes even in the military. Like, even if they all become cops, I'm still like, that's still not the military. So my poor 13-year-old, he's like, is it going to be
Got
me?
no
Am I going to
choices,
have
dog.
to go? Right?
Got no choice.
Well, Bethany, so my wife's still in, right? And so I was just like, I'll be damned if your mother and I have served this country, right? And I've done police and military, then she's a military. Like,
Yeah.
one of y'all better join.
One of you has to.
One
I
of you
don't give
better
it
join.
for 4 years, 2
Right.
years. You're doing some time.
But yeah, no, being a cop, but I miss the military too. That's why when I asked, I miss my military time too. But it's the same reasons why I miss being a cop that I miss the military.
Yeah. The one thing I tell guys is, like, you're gonna miss it, but, like, understand that, like, you can still reach out to your friends. Like,
Yeah.
that's the most important thing to because isolation will everybody deals with it. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the most famous veteran entrepreneur or spokesperson out there. You're gonna miss the team room. You're gonna miss the platoon. But the reality is, those same individuals you serve with that are out they miss you. Connect with them. Be willing to reach out. Be willing. Just the other day, I posted a meme, and somebody was like, "Man, I really missed the time with the boys." I'm like, "They probably miss you too.
Yeah.
Reach out." And the guy instantly was like, "Yeah, you know what? I need to. I'm gonna call a few of them tonight." I was like, "Boom, there you go. Make the connection,
No,
man."
yeah, it really is. It's, and that's the thing. And because social media, don't get duped. Because people see this little shiny, smiley, laughing face. I have moderate depression, dude. People are like, what? Yeah, man. And when I say that, like, I procrastinate. I'm probably gonna do a LinkedIn post. I procrastinate. Well, part of procrastination is depression, anxiety, and stress.
Yeah.
I'm not freaking lazy.
Yeah.
But people only see this. They're, oh, hey!
Exactly. That's like the biggest thing is like normalizing the the things in life that bother all of us. Like there's I'm not gonna call the guy out, but he's made himself like a mindfulness guru. And I'm like, he's always making these posts like stress free today, stress free for life. And I'm like, actually, you're fucking wrong. You're leading people down a road to hopelessness, because stress is part of life.
Yeah.
It's a part of life. Anxiety is a part of life. And for a good amount of people, so is depression. You got to be a censor for yourself. You have to be willing to say, I'm feeling it. It's coming.
Yeah.
I'm feeling it.
Yeah. Or just even having someone to share. So for me, Bethany and I have been married 25 years in March.
Oh shit.
Yeah, right?
Congratulations, brother.
Thank you.
That is a feat. Hell yeah.
And she's a trooper. 2009, 11, she probably should have been like, she's mine. What you're talking about, Denny, is if she'll come home and it'll be like, hey, whatever, how was your day? Or even if she doesn't, she will always ask. But if she doesn't, like, I'll say, like, I'm not doing well. Like what? Like, what's going on? which that can scare her because you see a lot of stuff. And are we good with, I know we've been going. I
Yeah.
have never been suicidal. So, but I've known people, right? And I've been involved in their lives. I never have. And so, and then she's seen that. And so when I say on a day, nah, like I wasn't feeling it, she's just like, hell, I'll tell you a backstory. I went camping once, towards the end of my Black Rifle days, maybe when I knew something was, I was going to bolt. And I went camping. I had every MFing friend calling me camping. Are you okay? Right? My buddy Matt. Matt said you brought your 45. And I was like, because I'm camping by myself
In the
and I want
woods.
in the woods and I want protection. And I've gone to therapy through the Headstrong Project.
Nice.
Great organization. Yep. I took part and I did their 30 sessions through a person in Texas. I made that joke that I'm not suicidal, but I'd be homicidal. That's not funny.
That's the first time I heard it from somebody from our community.
I would never
Oh,
hurt anybody.
yeah.
Please, dear Lord. But when I say that though, it's because we do talk a lot about suicide, and I have never been like that. And I would tell you, even when we talk about suicide, I don't really understand it. I can see like, hey, financially, or hell, I just got convicted of being a pedophile, right? You like, I could see how those things hear you, but there's always like there's always hope, right? Faith for one. Like, I mean, you know, talk about that a lot, but there's a lot of that. So there is faith is one. So I just have never been like that. But like having someone to talk to, and for me, it is my wife. Um, you know, but it is friends. Like friends will like Kayla and Jay. I'll FaceTime them, you know, quite often, and we never talk about uh anything like that. But I would just tell you, when you get off a call, a FaceTime call, right? Like it's pretty.
Yeah.
It's
Just
yeah.
having those friends that they don't necessarily need to know what you're going through. They're just always the right person to talk to when
Yeah.
you're at that point. Yeah.
And the right time in a sense too, right? Like
Yeah.
it's just when,
Yep.
which can be random, or it can be programmed. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm very fortunate, very lucky to have individuals like that too. Big shout out to you, Kyle and Ryan, and my buddy Tim. It's funny that my relationship with my buddy Tim is very near and dear to my heart, because oftentimes we're both struggling, yet we're so stubborn that we don't reach out in the moment, and then we both message or text weeks later once we get through it, and then we connect the dots, and we're like, holy shit, I was going through something too last week at this date. It's like, what? Why don't we just reach out in those moments? And we've gotten better about that. We've talked it through, but specifically like finding your friends that you know you can lean on. You have the shared beliefs, the commonalities, and more importantly, you cheer each other on.
Yeah.
And that's
Well,
something that
I think it's like, I don't know. I think I've seen it on the Combat Control Foundation or something, like who's your 5 or who's your 6, right? Like, yeah, like who is that? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We all need them. We
Yeah.
in the 82nd we called it LGOP, little group of paratroopers.
Oh, okay.
Uh, you friggin' you find your guys and you move out. Like it's reaching out. Like
My group knows because I FaceTime them.
yeah,
So I'll go through, like, so actually when I usually ruck, when we talked last time and I was
yeah.
rucking, if I'm rucking and I'm thinking, and I FaceTime you, like, then you know you're in my group, and everyone who knows me knows too. But like, you know, but not everybody answers a FaceTime though. So you
Yeah.
go through that
You
list,
go
right?
through the list.
That is one of you better answer. Kayla will tell you. Kayla's answered
Yeah.
the phone on the toilet, and I'll usually answer her call.
Oh.
This will be a great clip, right? Clip. You know someone's a great friend when they answer your FaceTime when they're sitting on the toilet.
Yeah. That's I will always have my business phone and my work phone. And it's like, dude, if I see you come across, if you're somebody that's like you're a friend, I will answer, and we will start talking immediately. because it's family, man. Like you go
It is.
through,
No,
you
my
don't
wife called.
go,
Yeah.
yeah, you
No.
don't go
Yeah.
through the
Yeah.
GWAT experience
Yep.
without making lifelong friends. Like no matter who you are. And I know I've had some friends that it's not that they're hard to love, but they make themselves in their own mind so unworthy of being loved that they keep people so far off.
Sure.
And
Yep.
it's like, man, like you have no idea how amazing you are and how like just awesome of a person you are. I just wish you'd let people in. I wish you would let more people in. And that's there's a lot of our friends are like that. And if you're out there and you're like that, just understand that, man, no matter what you've gone through, no matter what you've done, you're worthy of love, you're worthy of friends, and like people miss you. So connect with people. Like if they call, don't freaking dismiss it, and don't put off that text message, because connection's a human thing. We all need it. We all freaking need it. We thrive with it. There's a reason why we're so good in platoons and in companies and teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
No, it is. I would tell you, for me, it's labels. Because you get used, those people, and even myself. Like I say, those people, even myself. Someone has said something about you that you then believed, and just
Yeah.
because it happened in your past, or someone said that about you, that doesn't mean it's who you are. I had an ex-commander label me as caustic.
Really?
I had to look up what caustic meant.
Hold on a minute.
I was like, okay.
Google.
And then you look it up and you're like,
This episode is also brought to you by Precision Wellness Group. Getting your hormones optimized shouldn't be a difficult task, and Dr. Taylor Bosley has changed the game. Head on over to precisionwellnessgroup.com, enroll, and become a patient today.
wait a minute. And you're just, and so you can get those labels. That's from one person. And it could be, it could be from 10 people, right? Still does not mean, now it could be a trend. So you might want to think about it, but it also doesn't define you. Just someone else's label, right? Something like that. Like, hey, you're caustic. And say someone else says, you could be caustic. Okay. Maybe then I think about it, but like, don't let that. Yeah. Like, don't. And that's what I'm saying. I think we put labels on ourselves, and then you're like, well, everyone thought I was, dumb or caustic, and I'm not going to reach out. I don't want to be, I don't want to interfere. And you're like, no, man, no girl. Like, no.
Yeah. Well, dude, before we close out, man, tell us some more about your company, man. Like, tell us where you're at, and how can we get involved? How can we get some sick news t-shirts?
Yeah. Well, I released a Tumblr, which I don't have sitting with me. I would have done a product thing.
Nice.
No, Arrow and Honor Co. And the tagline, right, is draw, aim, heal, but it's to get veterans into archery. It's not a nonprofit. I thought about it, but I made it a for-profit, but also, I guess, a benefit. So I do give back to nonprofits. That's the whole point. So I already did, actually, the shirt that I'm wearing. I'm going to turn around.
Nice.
That's the Purple Heart one I did. So I did a Purple Heart design, and I did $10 for every shirt. I think that's what I'm going to stick with. Went to the Warrior Bonfire Program. They are an organization that takes Purple Heart on outdoor adventures. So I was able to donate $1,200.
Hell yeah.
Right? But they didn't give up a dime. It was my money, my design, right? We coordinated on, hey, do you want the design on the back or the front? And when I say that, so October, again, if you have this come out, October is breast awareness, breast cancer awareness month. So I'm doing a design with a breast cancer organization.
Nice.
So I'm going to have, same thing, $10 for every shirt sold. We'll go to them. That'll be open for all of October. And it's kind of what I did for the Purple Heart. I had it opened up for most of July, and then into August when Purple Heart Day came. And then I have probably another 4 other nonprofits that I've been messing around with doing designs that are, so the breast cancer one isn't a veteran nonprofit, but I would tell you, I really haven't found a breast cancer awareness veteran nonprofit.
Yeah.
Hunter 7.
Yeah, I was going to say, for cancer, Hunter 7.
Hunter 7's a deal, and I know Chachi and I are good friends, so I got that, but I wanted something very specific, and there really isn't. So the organization's called the Pink fund. We've been in discussion and they're good with the design. I did have 2 designs. One was a little bit, they were like, we're not sure. We'll do this design, which was fine. I love both designs. Anyway, so
Let's
that's
just say
what I'm doing.
design A was a little risque.
A little. Well, I like skulls, right? So the skulls are my thing. They really weren't, but I think it's still a good play. And again, it deals with archery. So archery for me was something that I picked up about like 5 or 6 years ago through BRCC, and it has stuck with me. So I do a lot of 3D archery events. Like this Total Archery Challenge is a 3D event. Sam created an event in Colorado called Valor Archery Challenge. There's a few others. There's a nonprofit that's out of Virginia called Index Archery.
Yeah.
Again, yeah, Jay trying to
Yeah, I
get
love Jay.
veterans, and they're giving bows to veterans in archery. So that's what I want to do, right? I would tell you my goal, if when this gets out, if there's any angel investors in Central Texas that would love to donate and give me about 20 to 100 acres of land, that would be great. So I could put on some 3D archery events and some retreats.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, I make jokes. There's actually a nonprofit called oh God, they're going to kill me. Second Chance, Operation Second Chance. Operation Second Chance. They had 275 acres willed to them through an
Damn.
individual. Yeah. They're you can look up their story. It's because it's on their about thing. They made a connection. An older woman had passed away, and she willed them 275 acres, like upstate Maryland and southern Pennsylvania, right there. Jealous, yes, that's a phenomenal story. But I was like, oh my God, like that is
That's amazing.
that is a godsend. Yeah. So that's what I want to do. It's the archery, and this is a slow roll. It's only been 4 months.
Dang.
Yeah, it's only been 4 months. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
June 6th is when I started this. But Big Frig Coolers, they're out of South Dakota. I knew them through BRCC days. They worked with me, and so I have a tumbler. So we just did a tumbler.
Dude, hell yeah.
Yeah, we just did a tumbler, and so there's a bunch of things, and it's not lining my pockets with gold. Like I'm not a millionaire by any means.
Yet.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I would need to sell a lot more shirts every day. But I make 9 Line Apparel, Grunt Style, and I don't make fun of them. Those are organizations that I look up to, right? Because they are the veteran t-shirt company. I am niching down even more, and I'm really just focusing on the archery, right? And so my designs would usually have a bow in it, or maybe something outdoors. So there is very specific with that, and so so I'm really happy with that. I mean, it's going well, and we're on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. Again, Arrow and Honor Co. But like, this is a poster that I did, Denny. So this poster here that I'm pointing at, I think it's too busy for a shirt, but I printed it out, and a lot of people were like, I would buy that poster. And I was like, yeah. So like, I'm again on the operation side trying to figure out just what printing looks like and what shipping would look like of a poster like that. So because people like this, Invader
Girl, man.
right? If she can do it, I can do it. No, I mean, I don't know to say that, but this is one of her prints that I love, and so yeah, and it's archery, right? It really is. That's what I really want to focus on in the outdoors.
Yep.
Yep.
Hell yeah, man. I think you're making an amazing headway for 4 months. You're crushing it. I think that if our audience is listening, do me a favor, pause, go to those fucking links, click them, buy a shirt, buy 2, then head on over to securityhalt.com, maybe snag one of mine. Not as good at all. Nope.
Buy some protein.
Hey, but I will say this. Let me tell you a story about 2 amazing Rangers. Not Ranger qualified, conventional guys. No.
Right.
The real deal. Rangers from 75th Ranger Regiment.
Yeah.
Who forged this with their own 2 hands in Bath.
Yeah.
A secret formula of whey protein that will make you stronger, faster than any operator out there.
You know what we got to get to? You know what we should get to? We got to get, this is where we talk about like just a co-op. We need to get like KC Cattle. Get Patrick.
Yeah.
To support you. Get some money. Get some of that Wagyu money. He'll probably hate me for that. If you play the Hawaii, I'd be like,
I am keeping that in. We're gonna make this happen. I've been looking. So I will let you in on this secret. I've been looking. So I'm a big believer in Butcher Box, but one thing that I understand is the price point. So I've been looking for, because my wife asked me, hey, what do you want for dinner? Steak. That's what I want. I want ground beef. I want sirloin steak and beef. 90% of what and I have had like Kevin Key, my old company commander, a cattle rancher. That is one of the most American things out there. Our beef, American beef, and we're losing it. A lot of our beef is going off and being sold and being produced out in Brazil, and I don't like that. So I want to be able to bring on somebody.
Have you had Patrick on the show?
No. Let's if you could connect us, I'd love to.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Subscription-based model is something I believe in, and I want every veteran to get good, awesome, reliable, ethically sourced beef in their home, because that's how we make great men. Not with soy, not with vegan diets. It's beef. It's what's for dinner. Those ads raised us. We need to make it great again. That's what we need. Make American beef great again. Holy shit, that's a slogan. That's a t-shirt. I'm Deny Caballero. That's Dan Horgan. Thank you for being here. We'll see y'all next time. Till then, take care.
Security Halt Podcast is proudly sponsored by Titans Arms. Head to the episode description and check out Titans Arms today.